Started from Florida and just kind of worked our way all the way up the East Coast, doing as many events as we could, up all the way up to New Hampshire. Crashed a car in New Hampshire. We can get into that later, like badly. And then went east over to Indiana. Did that Riverside thing. They did the 50K, and then on through Colorado up to Seattle, and then down the West Coast. And we've been on the West Coast for, I think, 2 months now. So I came here from Vegas. There's no drift events in Vegas. We just like how we travel with the RV. It's free for us to stay there.
This is Andrew May, so I'm going to let him kind of introduce himself a little bit.
Who are you? What do you do?
Hi, my name is Andrew. Normally go by Andy May. And I live in an RV. It's like a toy hauler. I've been doing it for I think we've been about a year in it. I have a family.
Oh, it's only, I thought it was longer than that.
No, it isn't. It's not longer than that. So it's a relatively new life development.
Oh, even better.
So
Cool.
Yeah, I have a family, married. I have 3 kids, 3 girls are 6, 4, and 2. And we're just all in there, man, with a drift car. And we've just been traveling the country. So I'm from close to Atlanta. So I used to live like almost walking distance to Lanier. If anybody knows where that is, I'm sure some people do.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so we drive there a lot. So we sold our house, and yeah, so we went down to Florida for a while because it was cold. And
Do they do homeschool, I assume?
So they're starting to homeschool, but it's a good timing as a parent because they're all pretty young.
Yeah.
So they're not like the 2-year-old is, I mean, she's 2, so she just like plays with her feet and put it in the back of the truck, and we head on out, and she's good to go. And 4-year-old's not doing school, like she's too young for school, and the 6-year-old's just like kind of getting into it. And
I was homeschooled.
Yeah, I was not homeschooled, but I think we're definitely going to do. You seem like a socially developed person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I got it all, though.
Really.
My brothers are not really, they're not as outgoing as me.
How many brothers do you have?
2. And a sister.
I can live with that. One out of 4. But yeah, so she does some homeschool stuff, but that's what we've been doing. So we went down there, started from Florida, and just kind of worked our way all the way up the East Coast, doing as many events as we could, up all the way up to New Hampshire. Crashed a car in New Hampshire. We can get into that later, like badly. And then went east over to Indiana, did that Riverside thing. They did the 50K, and then on through Colorado up to Seattle, and then down the West Coast. And we've been on the West Coast for, I think, 2 months now. So I came here from Vegas. There's no drift events in Vegas. We just like how we travel with the RV. It's free for us to stay there with this like membership thing we have. And it was a little bit, I had to come here anyway for some stuff I had going on, some family stuff. And then also I do like grip track days. I've been doing that for a long time. So we have me and a buddy of mine have a track day organization, Land Driving Society. So we have one of our events at Land Motorsports Park.
Oh, that's cool.
On Saturday. So I had to be here.
So you have a dedicated car for that?
Yeah.
Really?
I tried to use the drift. So I did that first. So I got into just track days when I was like 18. I'm 32 now. So it's been a while. And then I got drifting. I've always been like into drifting, but not actually drifting.
Yeah.
My brother's older than I have one brother, and he's 22 years older than me. He's like huge 240i, and that's like what I kind of came up around.
Yeah.
And he had a buddy that was some of the original FD guys, Tony Schultz.
Okay.
And so I was around it for a long time. But anyway, so I started driving regularly in drift events probably 3 years ago. But I tried to do the track car drifting, and it's fine to just like go play around, but I just got so sick of doing alignments on the floor of my garage.
Yeah.
I'm also bad at doing alignments on the floor of my garage.
Same.
And it's just not good at either thing.
But you said earlier that you have driven 40 events this year.
About that, yeah.
Dude, I bet you're a fucking wheelman.
The goal is
right?
50.
I mean,
so
Chelsea Denofa said you want to fucking be a driving motherfucker, drive 50 events a year. That sounds like you're on the right
that's
way.
Basically, that's what I based it off of.
When he said that, I remember being like, how the fuck would someone do that? And now there's a dude sitting there that actually does it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
That's it for this one.
Yeah.
The car makes a difference. So it's an E36 with a S52. So that's like the M3 motor. If you're unfamiliar with those, but it's about around 200 wheel horsepower, maybe 220, something like that. And so the car that I crashed in, and as well as the car that I have now, there was the same kind of setup. And so my tires aren't that bad, you know, so it depends on the event. Like surface makes I have all kinds of opinions of track surfaces now because I feel like I've been to like most of them.
Yeah.
So if you're somewhere like OSW, the skid pad at OSW is very smooth. It has like weirdly no grip.
I've heard that before.
Compared to other places, but the tires last really well. And then also how they set it up, you know, so if it's like do a lap, go around, get in line, and if you're sitting for 10 minutes or so, it's going to save your tires, obviously, really well. So somewhere like that, I could go all day on a set of tires. And at the time I was using like Volino Grivas.
Those are good.
Yeah, they're good. I found a tire that I like better that's lasted just the same. I started using Saloons.
Okay.
And somebody put me on those, and they're way cheaper per tire.
Not after this podcast.
And they last. And they last about the same as the Volinos.
Damn, that's crazy. I haven't heard of those yet.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with more power. But anyway, so I tried to keep my running cost as low as it can be. I mean, it's still like unreasonable.
Yeah. They don't chunk at all.
But it's drifting.
No, not that I've had. Maybe they'll start to get a little bit chunky on the outside edge for some reason. And I've noticed that they'll be a little bit sensitive to air pressure. So like my air pressure changes a lot. You know what I mean? If it's like some slow parking lot thing, I might drop it down to like 20. I'm trying to keep up with faster cars. But if it's like a big like 80 mile, 90 mile an hour entry or something like that, and some big sweeper or whatever, then we're like, I mean, I did Apple Valley in California. Did a little competition they had out there, the Drift League did, and I was at like 65 psi to be able to link that first section and stuff. So it's a big difference. So once you go higher, it seems like the inside wears a little bit quicker, almost like it's kind of ballooning.
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, it's a small.
I mean, you put 65 pounds in any kind of tire,
it's going to do something like that. And anything over 30, it seems to do that. But it's fine. But anyway, so my running costs have been relatively low in what it could be with tires, but now the car's getting a lot more power, so it probably won't be able to afford to drive as much.
What kind of motor are you doing?
So on the more power, so it's excuse me. So I went through a lot of nerdery trying to figure out what I was going to do, and it just kind of worked out through just a series of events that I ended up deciding to go with another BMW motor. And the main reason I'm doing that is just because I happened to be close to, and I kind of got connected with a guy. His name's Sam. I'm not going to try his last name because I'll pronounce it wrong. So I'm sorry, Sam, if he hears this, with 412 Motorsports in Los Angeles. So he's just like the guy to build BMW motors. So he built Rome Charpentier has his seat time car that's a turbo. It's a BMW M50. Like he put that together for him. Like Dylan Hughes is that other, not his pro car, but the other car.
Right.
Dylan Hughes did that thing where he turboed it and then it blew up after a while and then he had it rebuild. So this guy did that motor. And I think this guy told me that Rome has like 16,000 miles drifted.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
On that engine. So we should be about 600 wheel.